Well, hello again, everybody. I hope everybody had a fantastic week out there in the vinyl community. Of course, this is another new episode of Psycho's Platters, episode 25. That's right. I don't know what that in YouTube would be. Would you call it a silver anniversary? Yeah, we're going to do it that way today anyway. Of course, as usual, fueled and powered by coffee. This time, have a holly jolly Christmas. Yeah, I know it's not Christmas. I don't give a shit. But there's Rudolph and the Snowman. You know, Burl Ives, you get that drift. This one's going to be a little bit more of an odds and ends episode. Okay, I decided, what the heck, I've got a bunch of weird things to talk about. And, well, you know, usually I try to come up with a bunch of interesting stuff as I can, even if it is an odds and ends episode. So, what has Psycho come up with over the last couple of weeks? Most of this stuff was within the last couple of weeks I have found, okay? First of all, I do buy CDs. They are Platters as well, you know, because I'd love to be able to say that everything's on vinyl, but it's not. So music is music, my friends. And it kind of is really nice when you can find CDs for $1. And even though it's not my genre, you know, some of this music, okay, like new country, I'm sorry guys, I'm really not into that. I am though into old country, which some people are like, well, what's that determine? Pre-1980, okay, because things kind of changed in the country music landscape after 1980, okay? But if I'm going to find something for $1 that's a new country CD, I'm not going to pass it up if they're autographed. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Signed Colin Ray. Yeah, this one here's from 2007, of course. It's a CD, an EP, really. It's 4 selected greatest hits recorded live at the Salt Lake Symphony. How about that, huh? And 2 new songs. So it's kind of a mini album. Signed by Colin Ray for $1. Also, signed Martina McBride. She's kind of cute. She's got an alright voice. Needless to say, though, signed for $1. I'll show you something else in a minute that's more interesting than these two, in my opinion, that I picked up for $1 this week earlier. Also, you know what? Do you go through the books when you go through resale shop stuff? Do you go through the books? It's actually important to do, okay? Some thrift stores will separate things by genre, which is kind of cool. Most of the time, though, it's pretty much thrown together. So, when I found this for $1, which if you're a country music fan, yes, this is for sale. I really, I love Alabama, but, you know, and it's a beautiful mint condition tour book from 1983. That's right, $1. Beautiful, beautifully quality done. I mean, this thing was only cracked open, it looks like once. So not bad for a 30-year-old tour book and a couple signed CDs, $1 a piece, okay? Let's see here. Here's something else, okay? You're into music like I am. I know you all are, because we wouldn't be on the VC community. So you go through your records. You go through the CDs. You go through the cassette tapes a little bit. Mostly, I only collect cassette tapes if it's hair metal bands. And the reason why is because it seems to be, in my opinion, that the hair metal bands are a little easier to get on a cassette than they are on an album. I'm not entirely sure why for the late 80s, early 90s stuff before vinyl got phased out. Of course, there also was certain companies like ROIR that was started in the early 80s that were strictly cassette-only releases. Okay, I can think of certain MC5 and Wayne Kramer material. I think Johnny Thunders too, that were only released on that label in cassette. Now, maybe they got reissued for CD by this point, but so I mean, I barely look through those. But another thing that I do look through, and this is almost a gimme, I check just about the same amount of time, is I will go through the T-shirt section. Okay. Why? Oh man, the concert shirts that I have found, The band shirts. Now, what I mean by that, of course, band shirts, stuff like you'd find at Walmart, Target, something like that, okay? The reissue ones. But you're not going to pass them up if they're $2. But you're certainly not going to pass up a beautiful mint condition tour shirt from these guys any day of the week, are ya? That's right. Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, no quarter tour shirt from '95. This one cost me a couple bucks, but I'm like, couple bucks? Mint condition Zeppelin-ish tour shirt? I ain't passing this up. Now, I know that a lot of the tour shirts of old are reissues, okay? You kind of have to be careful about that. But a lot of the ones from the mid-'80s on, I want to say the genuineness is going to be a lot higher, okay? I haven't seen too many reissues. Truthfully, that shirt there from '95 is my second oldest tour shirt that's original that I have in my collection. The first one I have, which I still wear from time to time, is the ZZ Top Antenna tour from '94, because they came through Chicago and Rockford, Illinois. I did not get to see that gig. A friend of mine got me that, though. I gave him the tickets. I said, look, will you just get me a shirt, please? Because I had a blood clot in my leg at the time. Not only did I kick my ass, of course, not for not being able to go see ZZ Top, but guess who the hell the opening act was? John Mayall's Blues Breakers. That's right, with special guests Mick Taylor and John McVie. Really? Stupid blood clot. If it wasn't for that, I had third row tickets, third row. Okay, what other odds and ends type stuff? All right, here's another thing. This is a gamble. This is a gamble, okay, that I'm willing to take at a quarter apiece. I found these a few weeks ago, and Doug out there, I'm going to need your help on this a little bit, because like I told you, there's some musical mysteries that need to be found. I found these for a quarter apiece. Okay, now I know you can't quite see this really well, but it is a one-sided acetate of nature. It says audio disc. That's all I have for a hint. Okay. It's got some minor scratches, and a little bit of dust. Just a slight cleaning will cure this ill. And this was all in a strange Publishers Clearinghouse envelope. I don't know why. This one, a little older in nature, but this one looks like a two-sided to me. Duo disc, okay? If I find these things, like I said, which are rare, I don't find them that often, I will take the gamble on them for a couple of different reasons. Most of them, unfortunately, when I found them, are home recordings that appeared to be really crappy polka stuff I've found over the years. But there was one that I hung on to for many a year, and unfortunately, it got lost in a move, I think down here, unfortunately. I'm a little pissed about this. But it was something similar to that. It was recorded off the radio from a radio broadcast that had Bing Crosby on it. Now, I thought that was pretty dang cool. I'm like, that somebody would take the effort and the time back then. I want to say it was a 40s broadcast, okay? I could be wrong on that. But still, I'm like, that I found this, and who knows if it was released or unreleased or whatever. I mean, it would have been something interesting to add to somebody's collection or something to that effect. Okay, let's see here. Also, let me move something around here. I picked up these albums this week. Buck a piece. Couldn't pass them up, okay? So let's see. Believe it or not, all these years, I never had Linda Ronstadt's retrospective, okay? Good double album. Of course, from 1977. This is on Purple Capitol. Near mint condition, really good stuff. But these two were the coolest of them all, out of the little bit I found. Herbie Mann's My Kinda Groove. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nice, pretty much nice shape on this cover, I will confess. On the old school Atlantic. Okay, really, really nice. This one here I'd probably say is actually about VG. Maybe VG Plus tops. Now, this next one here, I wish I could say was even of that decent condition, but it's not. But why did Paul end up buying the happy and mellow sax of Ace Cannon on High Records, you ask? Well, like I said, I wish I could say that it was because I really wanted this album and that the condition was really, really good. I've heard of Ace Cannon over the years. He's still with us, actually. He's like 78 years old. Well, I got it because it's signed on the back. Yeah, it's signed on the back. And I mean, it says, "Best wishes, Nancy. Ace Cannon, tough sax." That's what it says. Signed for $1. Couldn't pass it up. So, the autograph stuff is really, really cool. I'll tell you something. One of the few things, I'm going to ask a couple questions. One of them in the comments page down below, please. What is the best signed piece in your collection that you maybe came across? Okay, did any of you guys find any signed stuff? I want to know. Or, side question on this bit is, did you ever go to meet a band? Okay, I'm an autograph chowhound no matter what. Music and sports are my top two. Okay, I've showed you guys just some of the music signed pieces. I do have more, which I'll save for another episode down the road, mostly CDs though. But was there a band that you were treated very nicely getting their autographs? Or how about this one? Was there a band or artist that you were looking forward to so much to get their autograph, and either A, you got the autograph, but they were a piece of hoo to you, piece of crap, which is not right. That's happened to me, very rare, but still. Or they just didn't sign at all. I've heard of those stories too. I don't know, but that's one question I'm going to ask. So, I'm curious. Drop something in the comment box, because I want people to share a little bit on this. Okay, now, this last little bit here, these were all 45s that I picked up for 10 cents a piece, okay, at a garage sale, recently, in fact. Let's see, I'm going at random here. All right, the conditions on these, some of them are super duper clean, some of them are a little scratchy, but for 10 cents a piece, being 50s and 60s 45s, I'm not going to pass these up. I'll clean them, okay? I will. But right off the bat here, I was talking about bubblegum a little bit last week, and I'm going to touch on it briefly again today. Kaz and Kat, okay, which was the headmeisters of bubblegum, pretty much, okay? They were on Buddha Records. Buddha Records back in 68, 69, 70 were kind of like the kings of bubblegum. Pretty much. They didn't own the whole thing, but they owned a lion's share of it. Pretty much anything on that label is going to be pretty much bubblegum, okay? Anywhere from Ohio Express, 1910 Fruit Gum Company, the Cats and Cats Orchestra, all that stuff. Fun things. Even Shadows of Night went off and pulled, and Question Mark actually also did one for a side imprint on Team Records, which was a side imprint from Super K. I also found Super K. Never heard of this one, though. Jerry and Jeff, or should I say, Not Sweet Sweet Loving You, okay, is the front side of this. Now, of course, this one here, written by a beat gentry. R. Cordell, I can tell you, is Richie Cordell, who was involved with Tommy James Records. Okay, he produced him, if I remember correctly, and also did some co-writing material. B. Bloom, that'd be Bobby Bloom, Mr. Montego Bay. Yeah, that's right. He was in their staple, too, on the Cass and Cats. I'm kind of wondering here who Jerry and Jeff is. I think I just realized it's Cats and Cats themselves. That's who this is. Duh. And then the back of it here, poor old Mr. Jensen. Okay, now I know you're probably sitting there going, well, I've never heard of that one. Maybe you did, because it was either, forgive my memory, it was either 1910 Fruit Gum Company or Ohio Express. Both of them have used that as a B-side, but here's the funny part, right? Poor Mr. Jensen was done as a B-side on one of those two groups as singles, okay? The other one, this used to be a common practice with Buddha. If they didn't end up really having a B-side, they would take a different song and play it backwards. That is where, like I said, I think it's Ohio Express, Zigzag. Zigzag actually is pretty cool and creepy at the same time, but it is a backwards, it's played backwards of poor old Mr. Jensen, so whatever. Strange stuff they used to do back then. Okay, what else did Paul find for a dime? A Dwayne Eddy EP on Jamie. Oh, yes. Anytime Stalkin', yep, and 330 Blues. All on here, it says here, Dwayne Eddy, his twangy guitar, and the Rebels. With Syl Hazelwood produced. We all know who those two are, of course. Hey. Minute Records with Mother-in-Law, Ernie Cato. From down in Louisiana. I love that one. I always like that song. Okay, how about the Four Esquires? This one looks a little beat up, but I still took it anyway for 10 cents on Pilgrim. Okay, Summer Vacation, and Follow Me. The Turtles on White Whale, Ursula the Dragon, and Sound Asleep. I like the Turtles. They're like one of my another one of my closet likes. How about this one? Oh, I'm gonna butcher this accent. I'm sorry. How about the voice of John F. Kennedy for only 10 cents? Where's the beans for my chowder? Cooper. I know, I'm so bad. Anyways, it says here, though, highlights from his nomination acceptance speech and the inaugural address and the oath of office. Now, this, of course, is a memorial record. So we all know that this was what? Most likely early 64, kids. The picture sleeve's pretty beat up. I'll confess that. Let me see if I can pull this out without killing anything. It's just basically... the vinyl in this thing is mint. Golden Records, but there it is. But there's the John F. Kennedy record. I know. I'm going to throw this out real quick. If anybody likes ice cream cakes, get a Carvel ice cream cake. It's tasty. All right. No, that's an inside joke. I'm sorry. Okay. How about Meet the Bongo Man by Johnny on Door. Okay. Nothing too fantastic that I know on this one. But what the heck? Don't run, Johnny O. Don't run. Don't even walk. Just okay. Ooh, some old school Federal label. The Midnighters. Henry's Got Flat Feet. Oh, poor Henry. At least back then you wouldn't have gotten drafted, would you? It says, Henry's got flat feet and he can't dance no more. That's a shame, Henry. And whatsoever you do is the flip on that. Here's another Midnighters. Tell Them on Federal, along with Stingy Little Thing. Reminds me of an ex-girlfriend. Oops, did I say that aloud? Okay, how about this? Elvis EPs. Unfortunately, I really wish I could tell you these were really beautiful condition, but they're not. Pretty beat up. This one here, of course, got Blue Christmas. And Santa Claus is Back in Town. This is a Christmas EP. I can tell 3/4 of these are Christmas tunes. Let's see. Another one here. Another Elvis. Believe, Take My Hand, Precious Lord. Peace in the Valley. And, yeah, see, here's Gospel. Now I just need to find the cardboard sleeves. Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire. Oh, Jerry Lee. Remember, kids, all killer, no filler. You know, with a little bit of cleaning, these probably would look a little bit better. But what the heck. Hey, Ain't that a shame? Ha! Fats Domino on the Red Imperial. Oh, I love Fats. If he's still doing shows down in New Orleans, go see him before he passes, please. Okay, now let's see. I was telling my buddy about this the other day. I've never seen the Chordettes with a label like this. It is Cadence, okay? It's You That I Love, it says, and True Love goes on and on and on and on and on. I don't know who James Booker is, I have to profess this, but it's on the Peacock label, and we all know that's a rhythm and blues label. Little Richard cut some things for Peacock back in the 50s. Of course, this one, white label promo. Clarence Frogman Henry on Argo, Troubles, and Ain't Got No Home. All 10 cents a piece, kids. Del Wood, Rocket 88 on RCA. On the Ebb Records, Give Me Back My Heart by the Hollywood Flames. Unfortunately, on the other side here, somebody decided to put a little sticker over it. I hate it when I find them like that. Tommy D. Hello, Lonesome. On Crest. Otis Williams and his new group on Deluxe doing Gumdrop. That's right, and Sammy Save Me. Etta James, Hey Henry on Modern. And on Yellow Atlantic, Tweedledee with Laverne Baker. That's right. These ones here were slightly different finds. To go from all that to Motley Crue, it looks that kill, right? I love this song. That's probably my favorite Motley song from the old days anyway. Of course, the back. Yeah, we all know what that is on the back, right? But hey, there's the... this was the original cover to Shout at the Devil, okay? They didn't have it out that long because, well, church groups and a few other people got on their case and they pulled it to, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was, they changed it to this. But needless to say, good for, also I think it was like 10 cents for this too. And I do happen to have that original Shout at the Devil with that. I just don't like looking at it very much. Okay, on Guidon Records, Caribbean by Mitchell Torek. Buddy Wright, You Let the Moon by on Bandera. Never heard of Buddy Wright. Of course, Guitar Boogie Shuffle on Hunt Records from the Virtues. Classic 1958 piece there. And lastly, Alice Cooper, You and Me. Love Alice. Lots and lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff this week. At least I think so anyway. Okay. What else here? Give me a second. Alright, so put in the comments below about two different things. Okay. Number one, please go off and mention whatever autograph stories you've got and what you have. You know, albums, CDs, stuff like that. Second thing I'm going to ask you is this. I brought up the t-shirt a little bit ago. What is your oldest concert t-shirt that you've got that's real, okay? Not one of these repo bits. Because, well, you know, I gotta confess, I really am very ignorant when it comes to the t-shirt market on the rock stuff. I know they started making them, what, in the 70s? I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. These handful I do know because, like I said, I have stories behind them. But, you know, anything before like mid-80s I half question. I really don't know. So put those, you know, in the comments below. Okay, shout-out page. Yeah, that's right. My long-windedness is going to do it again. Guess what, though? Shindig, brand new Shockin' Blues on the cover. Remember these guys? You know, they're the ones that did I'm your Venus, I never could sing. I will confess, I changed the words to this song. I make my own R-rated R-rated version of this song. Who else is on here? Rolling Stones Part 2 to the story from, remember the last issue I showed you? Ian Matthews from Southern Comfort and Fairport Convention, Jellyfish. Richard Thompson, real long article on Richard Thompson. Jefferson Airplane, Beavis Frond, and the Bee Gees, all covered in this month. And by the way, she's cute. She is. Okay. Book shout-out time. Got done with Light and Shade Conversations with Jimmy Page. If you love Zeppelin like I love Zeppelin, and if you like Jimmy Page like I like Jimmy Page, read this book. Okay? It's an interesting, different interview-type style, okay, to this type of biography. They also interview people like Jeff Beck and John Paul Jones and a few other ones. Really nice. And here's the next one. Once again, I'm hinting, Ronnie. Bubblegum Music is the Naked Truth by Kim Cooper. This was put out in the mid-90s. Found it at my library. This is the fourth time I've read it because I keep finding things in this book that I didn't realize. Here's one for you. Did you know that Joe Walsh, a really, really young Joe Walsh, actually shows up? and rumor has it he actually might have played on at least one cut of the Ohio Express's album Beg, Borrow, and Steal from Cameo from 1966-67. Yeah, it turns out it's true, but ask him. I bet you he ain't going to tell you the truth. He'll skirt down and like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. All right. I'm going to see recommendations here, guys. I brought up Ronnie Dark. Please, please, please go like his Facebook page. This is going to be like a mantra every show. I'm going to tell you, if you love quality old music like I do, and even some new stuff, he'll sprinkle some new stuff in. But if you want to hear stuff you've never heard or haven't heard in years, Sunday nights from 6 to 9 Central Standard Time, go like the Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark on Facebook. Look at the link and listen like I do most Sunday nights. Now, I'll have to confess, Ronnie, there's going to be one I'll be missing, and that's May 5th. I think it's May 5th, because Delbert McClinton's coming to near me, so I'm going to go catch that show. Other than that, I watch and listen every Sunday. And then right after that, of course, is the Night Owl Lounge with Mike Adams. Go like his page too. If you like lounge music like I do, you want to hear Frank Dean Sammy and Frankie Lane's Rawhide, because he played that last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. Just listen, you know. If it's to catch pajamas to you, swing baby, you're platinum if you go like and listen to the Night Owl Lounge with Mike Adams. Also, Bob and Ron Record Club. Boy, these, both of these shows never cease to amaze me. They are really great, high-quality shows with a lot of great material in those as well. Like I said, Shindig Magazine is on my little thing here. AOR Magazine and Classic Rock Magazine all have great stuff. I'll show you next week about what Hendrix is on the cover, of course, for the new Hendrix album, which I've heard a couple of cuts and I love it. Internet stuff, okay? YouTube material here also. Crate Junkies, please do not forget to watch his stuff. He is just, I love his stuff. And that's with a Z on the end, not an S. Also, here's a couple ones that I have recently subscribed and like, and I watch your videos. I may not necessarily comment all the time, but I watch them nevertheless. Big Star 1000, he's cool. Big E, little O, big L, little O, big V, little O, X. Elo Vox, okay, is another one. Here's a creative one, Mr. Fart Boy 79. That's a capital F as in, well, you know what I'm saying. And lastly, it's not just Wes, it's Supra Wes. That's right, SupraWes. Do not forget also to check out my buddy Tim Smith, T-Mech 1959. Is the channel on that too. Also the Thrifty Collectors Group on Facebook. I hope I have everybody covered. Till next week, ladies and gents, have fun, rock on, and find some good stuff still. This is the year of the vinyl, kids. Rock on.